Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Hey, Fabi, super nice to meet you. Thanks for doing this little video with me. So we're here to talk about your advanced verbal Aikido workshop.
My pleasure. You know, for me, it's always uh, nice to have time for you with you because you are my best friend, in fact. So I have to say thank you and thank for the people that is watching this video.
Yeah, for me, it's very special to have you come and do a workshop for us for the first time. We've had to push it back a few times, and I'm really excited that at last we're going to have it. And you and I, as you know, we wrote together the chapter on verbal Aikido in the Essential Guide to the Act Matrix. And maybe you can tell people what this workshop, Advanced Verbal Aikido workshop, will add to this, to what they can read in this chapter.
Well, it's a good question. Maybe some months ago, I realized that what I am doing in therapy is, in fact, verbal Aikido. I wouldn't say that I am doing ACT or I'm doing FAB or I am doing PVBT. Maybe I am doing many models at the same time. But what is common in my way of working in therapy is that I apply verbal Aikido principles with my clients, with my more complex, with my more simple clients, but I am always doing verbal Aikido. Well, you know, I am practicing Aikido for 25 years up to now, real Aikido. And what I am doing, I realize I am applying the same principles in my clinical conversations. So what I will try to do is to train participants in the main pillars of verbal Aikido, and also to go deeper, trying to apply these principles in clinical conversation. For people who don't know what is Aikido, Aikido is a way of interacting with your opponent in the practice in which you are not doing resistance to the attack. You are just trying to flow, transforming the energy of the attack into love. Bringing that to our clinical interaction, what we are trying to do when we do verbal Aikido is taking all that our clients brings into therapy to create space that could be therapeutic for them. So in my opinion, verbal Aikido is not a model of psychotherapy, it's a way of doing psychotherapy, taking the most of the content our clients bring into therapy to create space that can be therapeutic for them. So my way of approaching verbal Aikido today is as a meta skill that can improve any model that you are applying in therapy. So the short answer is I will bring that to the space of training for participants to know how to use these principles in the session, no matter the theoretical model you are applying.
Yeah, I really like that. I really resonate with that. It's really about a stance, isn't it? And I think, in my 6 steps in the book, it's more kind of a procedure, but really you're going back to the essence of it with this workshop. And the stance is so effective that you can then integrate whatever it is that you're already doing. But in this position, as you said, to never come into a position with your client. And the Aikido book is called The Art of Peace, right? And I think this is what it's about. And after 10 years of friendship together, you finally inspired me to go and practice real Aikido myself with my son, and we're absolutely loving it. So
yes, my short answer, because I was thinking what will be new in this. One is that I am working more in developing a stance. Yes, me as a therapist, what would be the more consistent stance with this no war principle in session? So I am trying to train that stance in participants, but also there is something new. This past year, well, you heard many times in the ACT word that we have to go for the process and not to the content. And in some cases, we are like reluctant to go into the content of the narrative of our clients. What I am doing today is taking the narrative and going into the content to put the process inside. And that's for me the essence of Aikido. We don't avoid the attack. We don't struggle with the attack. We go inside the attack to transform that in love. In therapy, that's why I'm trying to do, is to take the content of the narrative of my clients and to put inside the content flexibility processes. And that is what I am trying to train my students is, okay, take the story and go inside the story to understand what is the point of view of your client. And from that position, do therapy. And that will be the new stuff. We will learn together how to use the content that your client brings into therapy to create something that would be flexible and therapeutic for them.
I just love that. This is the very similar to the direction my own work has been taking, and I'm just so excited to see your own way of doing it and to do this workshop with you, where I'm sure I'm gonna learn so many new things. So I hope this video has inspired the people who watch it to actually join us in this workshop that you can do live, and you can also do in replay with the recording. So hopefully this will work with you in those strange times. Thanks very much, Fabi, and see you at the workshop.
It's my pleasure. And just one more thing. Remember that well, in Argentina, many people don't like to study a lot. And that's why this workshop will be really experiential. So you don't need to read anything before. You will have a space for playing, doing role plays, and having fun too, because that's my idea of learning. So that's the invitation.
Great stuff. Thanks a lot, Fabi.
Thank you.